to give you a quick tour of my kitchen. This is the official Burn the Fat kitchen. It's not fully stocked at the moment, but it's stocked enough so you can get some kind of idea of what's in my fridge, what's in my cupboards, what I eat every day. I cannot imagine how I ever lived before I got a rice cooker. This thing makes it so much easier than cooking rice on the stovetop. It is a lifesaver. It also doubles as a steamer. So you can steam your vegetables in there, and that can help retain some of the nutritional value as compared to boiling it or cooking it some other ways. So there's always brown rice cooking in the rice cooker. And one of my favorites is basmati. I love basmati rice. It's a very aromatic Indian rice. Of course, this is grown in California. And it has a popcorn aroma. So when you're cooking it in the rice cooker, it just kind of wafts through the kitchen. It smells great. Very, very flavorful, and of course it's a lot more nutritious than the white rice. So I always go with the brown, some variety of brown rice, and that's one of my favorites. The Cuisinart blender comes in handy to make smoothies, and also for some of my recipes I like to blend up some of the ingredients. Sometimes I'll puree for some of my recipes, like celery or something needs to get very, very finely chopped, and there's nothing like a really good protein shake with ice cubes. And if you have a really good blender, it chops up the ice cubes and it's nice and thick, and when it's thick it makes you feel fuller. Good set of knives. It always comes in handy for all your chopping. This one comes right from Kill Bill. These are my Japanese shun knives, and that makes life a lot easier when you get a really good set of knives. Of course, the coffee maker is a staple for me anyways. I usually wake up in half of a zombie-like state, so Starbucks is my friend. I don't eat a lot of bread. But on the occasion when I do, it's 100% whole grain, and I do like it toasted, so I have a toaster. I like to keep what I'm going to eat as snacks out where I can see it, because I believe in out of sight, out of mind. So if you don't see it and you don't have access to it, you're not going to eat it. And if you do see it and you have easy access to it, you will eat it. So if you need a snack and you have lots of fruit handy, you're likely going to grab a piece of fruit as your snack. So I got my apples, I got my grapefruits, and there's more fruit in the fridge too. But I always have fresh fruit. What do I drink? I drink mostly water. I do drink some coffee, but I am guilty of drinking too much coffee at times. But that was a very easy habit to break. I just substituted for green tea. Very, very healthy beverage. There's a lot of talk about green tea helping with weight loss. It maybe helps a little bit, but I mainly drink it as a substitute for coffee. It's lower, and there is some caffeine, but it's a little bit lower in caffeine, and very, very healthy. A lot of healthy properties, strong antioxidant, good stuff. My main sources of starchy carbs outside of brown rice is yams or sweet potatoes. Probably one of my top sources of starchy carbs. Even if I'm on a low-carb diet, I keep some carbs in my diet, and it's usually in the form of yams or sweet potatoes or oatmeal. And I get the Quaker old-fashioned oats. There is nothing in this but oats. This is not a sweetened oatmeal. If you look at the ingredients, 100% natural, whole grain, rolled oats. There's nothing else to it. Big difference between the sweetened flavored packets and 100% whole oats. And contrary to popular opinion, potatoes are not fattening. Another good source of complex carbs. It's actually a really good post-workout meal. And there's not that many calories, and you do get a little bit of fiber, especially if you keep the skin on. I do use microwaves. Some people think microwaves are bad for you, cooking your food in a microwave, and although there were a couple studies that showed that there were some nutrient losses when cooking in a microwave, that was actually only because it was cooked in too much water, and we know that boiling your vegetables leaches some of the nutrients. So microwave is okay, and it's great for convenience. Let's see what we got in my fridge. Lots of eggs. I'm always well stocked with eggs. I do eat whole eggs, but I eat mostly egg whites, and I'll keep maybe one or two of the yolks. There is a lot of good stuff in the yolk. Lutein, zeaxanthin, which is the yellow pigments in the egg yolk, very healthy. Some people are concerned, of course, about the cholesterol, But so far, all this research says that a yolk or even 2 a day, unless your doctor has told you not to eat them, is actually not likely to raise your blood cholesterol, and it does contain a lot of great nutrients. Chicken breast, lean red meat. Usually I'll do a top round or a sirloin. Sometimes I'll do flank steak, which has a very nice flavor. You won't see anything in here to drink other than water. Usually I just drink water, some coffee, and some green tea. You won't see any soda or any calorie-containing beverages. It's not a good idea to drink your calories when you want to lose body fat. It's way too easy to take in more calories than you realize. And of course we got more fruit. I got all kinds of colors: pineapple, strawberries, blueberries. I'm a little light on the veggies here today, but I do have tomatoes. And down here in the produce cabinet, celery, red peppers, green peppers. I got parsley, which I use in some of my recipes, and onions. And of course I got lettuce and spinach. Fantastic. Dark greens, loaded with nutrients. And there's not too much going on in the freezer today. It's time for a grocery store trip. But I do have a stockpile of my chicken and a little bit more red meat. Usually there's also shrimp. The shrimp, and usually I have fish in here. I don't have fish today, but usually you'll also find fish in here. And what I'm getting low on is my vegetables. Right now I've got I got broccoli down there at the bottom, and I've got yellow and green zucchini, squash. Usually I'm really well stocked up, but I'm just about ready for another trip to the supermarket. And that's it. That's the Tom Venuto's Burn the Fat Kitchen.